Welcome back to Inside Recovery, the program where we get real about the journey, the struggles, and the breakthroughs that come with healing. I'm so glad to have you here today, our beloved viewers, because this episode is one that I believe could truly be a turning point for a lot of you. We are diving into a topic that catches so many people off guard in early recovery. Yes, we are talking about understanding triggers, what they are, where they come from, and most importantly, what you can do when they hit you. Mr. Director,
yes,
welcome to Inside Recovery.
All right.
We are really grateful to have you here. So probably you can say hi to our beloved viewers, who you are, what you do, etc. Amongst what I've said, you're a licensed counselor. So who is Mr. Julius and what do you do?
Wow, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for your invite in this program. I want to tell our viewer that I am Julius Gitonga, and since 2019 I've been managing a rehabilitation center, meaning that there are so many clients who have come in my hands with the other counselors I work with, and also the other psychiatrist doctors and other subordinates that other staffs that we have been working together to help our client recover. And I'm ready for the topic of today.
Yes.
We learn a lot about triggers, how to overcome them, and how to manage that journey till we say that you have completely recovered. Yeah. Exactly.
So without wasting much of the time that we have, let us dig in. So in simple terms, what is a trigger and how do they feel so overwhelming, especially in early recovery?
So when we talk about a trigger, it is just some things that happen to somebody in the journey of a recovery that remind them of the old. Because when we talk about recovery, we are talking of somebody living a certain type of addiction, mostly drug addiction, sometimes even there are other unhealthy coping behaviors, and you are leaving them so that you change your life to be different, free from any drug, free from those other unhealthy behaviors. But when you are trying to do that, it is a journey. It is a process. It is not a one-day destination. So when you are trying to do that, then there are now what you have to observe. There are things that come to you. They could be physical, they could be emotional, they could be psychological, they could be read by different factors, and those things take you back a step. They take you back in a bit. Every time you try to move forward, something comes up, and then you have some other steps like 5 behind. So those are what we call triggers in simple terms. Yeah.
So there are things.
Yeah.
They are simply things that probably remind you of. It's like a memory, if I can add.
Sure.
Like they can, there are things that remind you of a certain behavior, certain things, and all that. Fantastic.
Sure.
Are triggers always connected to substance itself, or can they be about something deeper? Is it only substance, or is it something else?
So now, when it comes to triggers, substance is the top thing that we see. But inside there, there are other factors. For example, somebody could be going through a depression, somebody could be going through traumas, somebody could be going through other emotional instabilities, and other people are going through pains, other people are going through relationships that are not working, a lot of conflict with the family, with the environment. There are other things that are really underlying. So now when somebody goes back to the substance because of a trigger, it means something deeper is happening to the life of that person. And as counselors, we don't only look at that bottle that you went to drink, or that other behavior, let's say even gambling, or those different, because there are so many addictions that we have beyond the substance abuse addictions or disorders. We have now others that are behavioral. We do not only look at what they have done at that moment, we also go deeper to check what informed that, what are the roots, because in the roots now you find those other factors that now have led this person to go back to the bottle, or this person to take up a phone, maybe they are addicted to gambling, they are addicted to internet, they are addicted to other behaviors including sex, masturbation, pornography. So we don't look, before now you take that phone to go to that extent. Are you in a broken relationship? Have you received sad news? Have you lost some money? And sometime when you go back to the bottle, have you also received a salary? Because you find that some people, money could be a trigger. Maybe you did not have it, then it comes. And when it comes, instead of managing it well, you find yourself going back to the trigger. Others, we ask ourselves, could you have gone back to past relationship, to friends who are influencing you to go back to your past? We also look at, could you have gone for a celebration? So those people in recovery at times, they should never lie to themselves that when I go to a celebration, I can drink. When I go to this, I can have my bottle, but all the other days I will not. It comes a level when you completely stop, because if you still have that reservation that you can manage little, you can manage a little, you can manage a little, that thought will take you back. So what you do, you have to stop completely from what you are running away from and completely disassociate, so that does not become a trigger. So there is always underlying issues behind that trigger. Is always an underlying pain there. There are always issues that people meet themselves into. So it's not only substance use. So there are so many, issues that can, lead to that trigger. So what are the most common triggers you see in your clients during early recovery? What I can say about that is that my clients come for a period of 3 months, but there's an extension we do depending on the progress of the client. Especially those who manifest 2 conditions. Let's say they have a disorder, they were using the substances, so that is one challenge. Another one, maybe they had a mental condition, that is another challenge. When it comes to those 2 challenges, you might not get the goal that you want within the 3 months. So you may find yourself extending. After they have come out of the rehab, now that is the real exam. In the rehab is just preparing them for the life exam that they might go through. So some of the early signs or early triggers that comes once the client leave is they could be categorized in several ways. For example, we can say physically it means maybe this person went to the same environment and went also to the same house, went to the same region. That could be a challenge itself, because in this house maybe he used to drink his alcohol there, bring those bottles there, and some of them I find among my clients, there are those guys who keep like on top of a window or somewhere they can place those bottles, especially the most expensive wines and beers, and they keep them there. Maybe when they came to rehab, they did not destroy those memories, but in that very house there's a lot of memories that are going on there. So those guys, you do not expect them to heal. Maybe their house is situated next to a wine and spirit shop. So when they are just passing around there, they will see the place that one day was a darling to them, that they had to go there early in the morning or pass there when they are coming out of a job or whatever would have taken them out, take their bottle and then go and drink at all. And in the same place you may find that everyone, when you go to a place, we are social being, we just want to connect with a friend. So you also find that these people, they have connected with the neighborhood and people who used to use what they used to use. So when we talk about physical, is the environment they are staying in, maybe even working. Imagine somebody who has come to a rehabilitation to stop alcohol, but before they came in, they were working in a bar. they were working in a restaurant where beers are involved. If they still go back to work there, then the smell will be there. They will still interact with the beer, they will still interact with people who drink, and at times those who are drinking with them, they will come pass by and buy a bottle. They don't know you went to rehab, they don't know you are working on yourself, so they will come and trigger you and tell you, hey my friend Jonte, can we buy you something? Why are you avoiding us? The pressure will be very, very much. So those are physical aspect. When we come to the emotional aspect, is that there could be some feelings that you have not yet resolved. For example, if you are running away from a certain type of music that takes you to another world, let's say it takes you to that addiction in pornography, it takes you to the issues of sex, it takes you to maybe just staying on the phone, it takes you to another world of thinking something. So when we tamper with the feelings, you have to be very sure that if you want to avoid these triggers that are emotionally connected, you have to know what exactly happens to you so that you meet yourself getting into it. Anxiety could be an issue. The fear that something, I may not make it, I may not be able to come out of this. Maybe triggers are permanent, maybe triggers are controlling me, maybe they are managing me. So the state of your mind, the state of your emotions, you have to deal with it. At times it also goes to checking on your health. There are some people who might go back to what they were, or who might be triggered because of their health issues. They are not dealing with their health issues. Imagine also somebody has come to deal with alcohol and they had a wife, and that wife never went for therapy sessions. So when that wife did not go for therapy session, it says that that wife knows the past husband but does not know the new father and husband. So when this person has come to the rehabilitation, they have gone through a program, and now they have gone out, and the wife did not bother to come for any session, then that one, the wife will still keep on triggering and telling that such a husband, na wewe tunakujua sana wewe, we know you, we cannot trust you with money, you are not responsible, you are not this, that. Now those conflicts that are there. And even some of the family members, maybe when you are working on yourself, a brother there is not supportive, or even your own parent, a father can say, we unajifanya, mimi nimekunywa miaka mingi na ijai nipeleka rehab. So those, they now deal with their emotions, and if you are not able to manage, that could be a trigger itself. So there are other psychological challenges that people also go through, and they also become triggers, and they find they cannot be able to move on because these challenges keep on there in their subconscious. There is that part in your brain that keeps some memories which you automatically remember, and if you are not careful how you are handling that information in the subconscious, you may find yourself now being triggered and going back to what you are using.
Nice. And now, are there clients or are there people in this this journey of early recovery don't realize that these are triggers?
Yes. So there are people, when it talks about triggers, you find there are people who might notice a certain thing is a trigger in my life. A certain thing is a trigger and can take me to the old life that I had. And they may identify those factors and they are conscious about them. For example, even anger. They are conscious how they handle their anger issues, and now they will concentrate so much on what they know, but there is always what is unseen. There are things that you cannot predict. For example, you cannot maybe predict how the day will end. Maybe you woke up very well at 7 or 6. You prepare yourself, you do your things, but alongside the day, bad news comes. Alongside the day, you lose something. Alongside the normal business, what you're doing, you get some information that are not okay with you. Alongside the day, you meet a friend who reminds you of where you used to be. You meet a music. You meet a content in the internet that reminds you of the things that you are running away from. So those things, you might not have seen them, but now they are here. So there are people who unconsciously do not really know that some of the things could be a trigger to them. And how do you know something is a trigger? Sometimes is when it reacts on you, and at that time your mind is captured. And if you do not have a support system, you may find yourself going back. Now that is when you can be able to identify, surely this is a trigger. And you can be able now to know when this is the trigger, then you can run away. But if you don't identify, you may find yourself you have gone back. Like the way I was telling you, there are things we call reservations. You might say, I will be only drinking when I go to weddings. I only be drinking when I go for rashes.
I drink occasionally.
I drink occasionally. So without you knowing that this one is a trigger. So when you meet yourself in such a situation, a friend comes, hey, Nini, let's go, we have this, then obviously you feel, let us go. You feel you control yourself. That overconfidence. That when I go, I will not drink. Even if I sit on a table where kila mtu ni yake, leta tutumie, so I will not. So those overconfidence, you do not know them. The moment you are in that table, I can assure you, you find yourself doing what you used to do, because that memory that you have, that feeling that you have, it will be triggered to give your body the same feeling. Your body will tell you, it's only today, it's only one bottle, it's only this, it's only just right now, and then this thing will go. So these are the triggers that are unseen. And it takes a courageous person. It takes somebody who is very focused. It takes a lot of battle also to resist something that you feel could not be okay. Instead of going to test, you just resist it. So those things, people have to be very careful. Those recovering from something. And
actually you've actually mentioned about the overconfidence. I remember one of my guests alikuwa hapa alituambia that you see that overconfidence, unajisikia ati hata nikienda nini siwezi kunywa hata nini, inafanyaga watu na relapse
kabisa. That is actually the issue. Overconfidence, unasema, let's say for ladies, I know one of our counselors, Monica, talked about it. You find ladies wanasema, mimi naweza kuwa sober, but naweza date mse anakunywa. Hiyo haiwa.
Yani uongo.
Hiyo haiwa. Huyu mse atakuwa anakunywa amenuka pombe. Especially tuseme hata alikuwa boy wako ama your man, ananuka hizo masigara, hiyo bangi, hiyo kitu yenye unajaribu kupotelea, atakuwa anakuja anazinuka. Utajipata polepole
umerudi pia wewe.
The stories that you share, mutashare tu nilienda kulifanyika, that surrounding your life. So one of the things we tell our ladies so that they recover fully is that if you have not been married, that you are not married to somebody using that alcohol, you are not married to somebody using that cigarette or that other substance that you are recovering from. If you are not married, it was only a boyfriend or a male friend in your life, you just do away with them. It has no other choice. Just do away with them. Other is that overconfidence that you can manage, itakurudisha nyuma. Na utapata huja make it. And again, that rock bottom will also have issues. You have disappointed your parent, yourself, your friends, and anyone who mean good in your life, and it will come hitting hard. And the same case applies to men. They cannot be recovering from those substances or other behaviors, and then they still keep partners who are doing that, still keep friends who are doing that, still keep hanging around places where those things are being done, or even if it's pornography, still keep those videos or keep CDs and whatever could be. So those things, if you are recovering from them and then you become overconfident about it, then you find yourself messing. And overconfidence has really messed a lot of people who are into recovery. And that's why we tell anyone who is running away from something that always say, I am into recovery.
Yes.
Meaning that it's a process.
Yeah, it's
It
true.
is a journey. It is a day at a time. When you end your day without having gone back to the back a step,
Yes.
thank yourself, congratulate yourself. And every morning you wake up, you have also to prophesy to your day. You have to tell your day that here is the day, I will not do this, I will not do this, and I will be well. So you have to do that. Otherwise, if you don't do it, things might mess up. Yeah.
Takuramba. Okay, so we want to know how these triggers are connected to mind and body. Now, what happens in the brain and body when someone gets triggered? Why does it feel almost physical?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So you see, in the body there is, when it comes to the triggers, we talk about the subconscious part of the brain, and that subconscious is these are cells, or it's a part of the brain that really cares about what you want to avoid, and you keep on thinking about it. You are alert, you are alarmed about it, like if this happen, I know this will mess. So when these triggers now come, they trigger those cells in the body and in the brain, and the brain will give a reaction. Now the difference between whether you go back or you make it is your action. Whether you are firm or whether there is a support system in you. Then if there are no such, you find yourself going back, because it comes in the mind. Then when it comes in the mind prepares the body to receive. And once it prepares the body to receive, then you find yourself going back to that substance that you are running away from. So it is very, very much connected, because the brain keeps the memories of how you used to feel before, of the things you used to do to cope with certain situations. Let's say stress, let's say anger, let's say conflict, let's say frustration of life. Let's say you are escaping from something, because when you see people in certain drinkings or certain behaviors, when you see them, there is always something that they are escaping from. There is always something that they can't confront and resolve the issue. So by drinking, they're just covering that up, so that maybe they avoid judgment, they avoid taking responsibility, they avoid that chance of transformation and becoming new. So they just hide it in the drinking, that everyone will think, these are just guys who drink, this is just a lady who does that. So the brain has all those feelings of how you used to be. When you faced by a certain situation, you would go to drink. When faced by a certain situation, you'd smoke. When faced by a certain emotions, then you would resolve it by having a puff of weed. So when it comes to that, then that brain will trigger the body to activate the craving, to activate the good feeling you used to feel when you use your thing, and a kind of body will feel that we used to use this and escape. So when it comes to that, you will now find the body is ready, and the body will ask for it. It will ask for more. It will ask for it. And like those who are in alcohol, we have what we call receptor cells. Those receptor cells are the ones that receive the alcohol or the chemical in the alcohol itself. And when you are recovering, those are the things we detox. Those cells, we clean them, we detox them, so that your body becomes fresh. And when it becomes fresh, the mind, you enable recovery by counselling, so that you heal the mind, and the mind can have a new insight and can know that you can recover. But for the cells will always be there. So in case of a trigger, that will go to the brain, then the brain will digest that. It will make the body feel the craving, and once the body feels the craving, the receptor cells will wake up, and they will ask, they will tell you, just a little, just one bottle, just a small puff, just a small weed, and then you'll be okay. But now those cells, once you satisfy them, once you begin, then they will ask to be satisfied. Then you go on, and then you find out even the physical body is affected. and then it is not a good situation because you feel a lot emotionally drained. Sometimes you feel loss of meaning. Sometimes you feel your purpose. You feel, can't I make it? Why is this trigger controlling me? Why am I managed by this challenge? So when it comes to that, people feel things are not okay. But it is always good to remind them that it is a journey.
It is a journey.
It is a journey, and even the biggest trigger or the biggest fears that you have, they can be overcome.
Very nice. This is a journey and it's a process.
Sure.
And mwishowe utafika. Why do some triggers feel like they came out of nowhere even when things are going well?
Yes, sometimes it all goes to the mind because sometimes you find things are going on well, but the unfortunate will come, the unseen will come, the unplanned will also come.
Unpredicted.
Unpredicted will also come. For example, you can have worked on something and you're in a journey to work on something, then maybe you lose your job. Then maybe you lose even or you become sick, or somebody close to you, something unfortunate happens. Then when such things come, you find something has to go wrong. Those triggers, you did not know about them, but you find them now, they are here with you. So what we do is always we keep on preparing those people going through a recovery to always have a strong support system.
Yes.
Because it doesn't mean that life will not have issues tomorrow. There is no life that is straight line. You have to have valleys, you have to have mountains, you have to have things that are going on. So what we do, we normally tell those going through recovery today, and those even who are watching, what I can tell them is good for them to have a support system, to have a friend, to have support environments, to have some things that you do when those things come in. If anger could be the issue that really triggers you, it's good to know that you can always be annoyed anytime. Anger can always, in a situation that causes anger, can always come anytime. But now how do you manage that? When you remind yourself that don't quickly react on something. So by that time you'll be able to overcome those triggers that sometimes are not really seen.
Nice one. So when someone feels a trigger coming in, what are the first steps they should take in that moment? Like unaona vizuri sana, this is a trigger. Like what are the first steps that they should take at that moment?
So I feel when it comes to that and you see this as a trigger, it is good. We say that recovery should not be a journey like when you are a lonely journey, a lonely walk. It should not be that way. Every person needs someone. It could not be an opposite gender, but it could be a support system. Every person needs a therapist, somebody who you can call when you feel so down, and that person will be able to listen to you, or that family member that you can contact or go to when things you are feeling this is too bad. So what happened is that support system is very, very important. You have to really work on it. You cannot do it alone. This journey, it's quite a long journey, and unless you walk with others, unless you also walk in the right paths. Paths meaning there are places to avoid, there are things to avoid, there are decisions to make that you should take away what is old. So when it comes to that, that's the only way you can be able to avoid those triggers, and you can be able to overcome them. You also have to be very strong-willed and know that other people have done it, and you are also among the people who can do it. You can succeed. This trigger, even if it will take you time, step by step, slowly by slowly, you can still overcome it.
You've mentioned about support system, and I want to ask you, what role does a support system play in managing triggers? What should loved ones know? Yes, because I think I've seen even families come for therapy, family therapy, right?
Sure.
So what should loved ones know?
So that's an important question, and I would like our viewer to be very keen on it. That if somebody is into recovery and they want to change their lives, then you as a family have a very big part to play, especially the part of being there for them. And being there for them, it means do not judge them. Do not judge them. If they fall back a step, don't be there to judge them, because they are looking for a space where they can be understood, where they cannot be judged, where they can be cared for. And also it's also good for the family also to go for the sessions, for the therapy sessions, because in the therapy sessions, that is when you are able to know the challenge that this person is going to through. Like in my career, I've handled men in addiction, and especially those in alcohol, and their parent, especially a father, is a user. So when those fathers come, they become very judgmental to this son who is drinking, because they wonder, for me, I have grown you up, I have brought you up, I have taken you to best schools, I have given you food, I have taken you to where I could, yet I was still drinking my bottle and controlling it. So the family has to be very listening, very understanding, avoid judgment. It is good for the family to know that this challenge is a challenge of handling today. If a step back tomorrow, you still support this person. Give them a safe space where they feel they can come and open up. And it takes consistency. It takes practice also. So this is a habit that we fight by also a lot of love. So it is good to know that as a loved one of somebody going through a recovery, you have a duty to do, especially accommodating them no matter how many times they have fallen. It is true you can give them an advice on how to avoid falling next time, but don't be completely sure that yes, they have heard you, but the trigger can come as a force and still manage to bring them down. But if they see a big heart, if they see somebody who is willing to keep on holding their heart as a support system, they will change. And it is also good for the family to know the opposite side, that recovery is possible, that these triggers doesn't mean failures. Triggers only mean that these people are in a journey and there are things to avoid when they are still recovering. So it is good for them to know it is possible for their loved one to get out of it and to become different people.
So support system means everything to that child, to that brother, to that loved one. So support them in this, this journey of recovery. So can triggers become less powerful over time?
Yes, it is true. Because what happens when you know their triggers and you know the journey that you are going, and what you do, you keep on training your mind to give you not escape route, but I can say to give you solutions that are different away from falling back. Because why we say triggers, these are just factors that take you back to the things that you used to do. So what happened is that you keep on training your mind to give you different solutions. What we try is to maintain between a trigger and reaction. This time, what you do is so important. So you have to keep on, they go over a long time, because you also keep on practicing different things. For example, even disrupting the mind. If you know that if I do this, if I listen to this kind of a music, it will remind me things I used to do. If I go to this kind of a place associated with this kind of a friend, or maybe even live in a certain area, will trigger you. So what you do, you keep on practicing and having different alternatives. If that trigger comes, it is good to always be equipped that if you disrupt the mind, the trigger will pass, the craving will pass, as long as you manage to disrupt your mind. And you can disrupt it by calling somebody, by going for a walk, by just getting out of where you are or the situation that brought that trigger. You can just disrupt the mind, and this will pass. it is good to know that these triggers, they may take time because they need consistency. It is a journey that you are walking. They need a lot of patience from you, but they can surely go, and one day you can overcome it. Yeah.
Nice one. What would you say to someone watching right now who feels who feels like their triggers are so strong or too strong to overcome?
That is, I want to encourage anyone out there who is watching us and they are going through something. People are going through a lot of difficulties nowadays. There are those who are going through the substance use disorders because maybe they are addicted to weed. Somebody out there is addicted to alcohol. Others are addicted to smoking, different things, and different substances that are there in the street. And they might not have money for therapies, they might not have money for rehabilitations. Others are also in the other side of behavioral addictions. For example, others are doing gambling nowadays. It's a challenge that has come up. I think it's because all the channels of TV, most of them are advertising this gambling behavior, the piloting, the jet, or play this, the gamble. There is so many, like you said, as 100, and then some when we spin we'll give you some money. So those advertising are raising a higher number of people going to these addictions. Others is in the internet and different addiction that our society is going through. I want to encourage them and tell them that if you begin today to take a step to take yourself out of it, it is good to know that you will succeed. All you have to know, it will take patience, it will take consistency, it will take you training your mind that I can do it. I can live without this substance, I can live without this behavior, I can be different, I can live my old life, and I can begin again. So you have to train yourself and know that it is a journey that you have begun. And one fall does not mean that you are failure. It only means that there is a journey you are going and it has ups and downs. But if you keep your focus, keep your faith, you can do it. So I also want to say it is good for you to begin also to ask for a higher power, because I don't think some of the things are possible with our own strength as human beings. But if you pray to your higher power, ask your God to walk with you, you can make it. There is no situation that is new to the world today. Somebody else was in the same hole that you are in, but they worked themselves out, and today they are out. So triggers can be overcome. Just a fall today does not mean you are failure and therefore you give up. No, it just means there's something that you need to know in future, that if you go that direction, things will get wrong. So you can do it. Recovery is possible. It only takes time, but it is possible, and you can be well again. Yeah. Yes,
recovery is possible. And without forgetting, this program is always sponsored by NCP, New Chapter Place Counseling and Rehabilitation Center. And today we have our director today, hapa kwa NCP. So I will not say the services that NCP offers. So Sam, briefly tell us what NCP, which services does NCP, New Chapter Place Counseling and Rehabilitation Center offers?
Wow, thank you for that opportunity.
Yes.
So we are a facility in Kahawa Sukari. We have been there for quite some years, and we have been serving many families, many clients, many people, many Kenyans, and sometimes we are lucky to have internationals. And they come because they have a challenge with substance abuse or substance use disorders. Could be alcohol or whatever it is, because Kenyan streets these days have a lot of substances that are really circulating among them. So they come for a recovery program, for detox, for treatment, for counseling, and for psychiatric care. And we also have another category of clients that we have been working with, those with mental condition, say about those suffering from bipolar of all types, schizophrenia of all types, and depression and other psychological challenges that are out here in our societies. We help such people to recover. We have a special program for them, away from that program that is taken by people who are using substances, because we know when they were sick, there's a period that there's a lot they lose in the period of sickness, and in the time they recover, and they can be able to go back to their purposeful life. So we have our counselors, we have our psychiatrist doctors, we have our staffs that are ready to work with that client who comes to our gate until we achieve a new chapter for them. And we serve both men and women. Both genders are welcome, people of different ages, people of different class of life, and those within Nairobi where we are, and those outside, let's say in Kitale, in Mombasa, in Meru, in Moro, or any place, even in Garissa, and even in Somali, any place, any community, we are able to give them service. And I believe if you call us for a consultation, if you visit our facility, if you try our services, then you will not regret. And maybe let me say a point about our follow-up programs. We do a lot of follow-up to our clients because we understand they need that support system that we are talking about. They need somebody to work with them. So if we hold our client a hand, if we give them a hand in their journey, and we also give the family also give this client a hand in their journey, then we can achieve recovery together. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
Nice one. So before we forget,
yes,
there's someone who wants to call MCP.
Sure.
And I hear you take calls. Doesn't matter the time of the day, the time of the night. So would you kindly give us your contact?
Wow, thank you. Our calls are 24/7. At times 12, I can wake up and receive a call. And even at 2 a.m. somebody will be there in the office to serve you. So we are 24/7 facility, and our calls is 0722 777 955. And I'm sure our journalist today, Milka, will be able to place it there for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Indeed, I will do that.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, that is our director, that is our guest, who was our guest today, Mr. Julius Gitonga. So thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
We honor this opportunity that you're here with us.
Wow.
I know we started with you when we were starting this program.
Yes.
It was so powerful, and then you're back here again, so we don't take this for granted. So asante sana, and may God bless you. This has been such a powerful conversation, and I hope everyone watching feels a little more equipped and a little less alone in what they are experiencing. You know, triggers are real and triggers are hard, but as Mr. Julius has reminded us today, they are also something you can learn to understand, prepare for, and work through. That is not weakness, that is recovery. Until next time, keep choosing yourself. Bye bye.